Hi everyone, and welcome to the JDJS Creative Channel. My name is Shay, and today we're going to be talking about leadership. Now, everybody knows... Whoa!
Hello, Professor Jeremy Binglebottom here. Like Shay was saying, everybody knows that in order for a team to truly succeed in the business world, a team requires a strong leader. And how that team works towards their goal is up to the leader in his or her style of leading. And since there are so many flavors of management, today we are briefly going to look at the different styles of leadership and then focus on two of the most commonly used today.
Leadership is defined, at least by Michael Hackman and Craig Johnson, as human communication that modifies the attitudes and behaviors of others in order to meet shared group goals and needs. One must remember, however, that not all groups are composed in the same way. For example, tourists going down into the Grand Canyon on horseback should be given more guidance and oversight than a group of experienced designers putting a business package together. In order to make leadership work, the process by which one leads has to be modified in order to fit the group that is being led. This is why we have various styles of leadership. Leadership breaks down into a multitude of varying styles. Autocratic, in which the leader makes all decisions with little to no consultation of the group, focusing on the task as opposed to the relationships. Democratic. The decisions are made by the leader after consulting with the group. This approach holds the relationships of the individuals and the task in equal regard. Laissez-faire. Little leadership or direction is provided, thus requiring group members to step up or fail as a group. Transactional leadership. This happens when there is an exchange of goods or resources between the leader and follower for the accomplishment of tasks. Money or food are examples. Transformational leadership. The leader inspires others to act for a greater good beyond their own self-interest, much in the way that religious leaders inspire others to do acts of kindness. And finally, we have charismatic leadership, where a leader's power is connected to his or her perceived extraordinary qualities. In much the same way that the Greek warriors followed Achilles, a mere warrior, over their king Agamemnon because they believed he had invulnerability granted by the gods. No one style is considered the best, and each style can be applied successfully if used in the correct situation. For this presentation, we'll focus on two of the more common styles of leadership, democratic and autocratic.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Dr. Jesse Maloney, and they wanted me to come talk to you because of the way I run my surgery room. Now, in my room, I have a really smart team, and I'm the leader, because I'm the surgeon. But because of the nature of my work, I make the plans, and it's up to my team to follow my lead. See, when you got a guy laying on the table, breathing like Darth Vader, and blowing chunks from here to California, there's no time to bounce ideas around like a hot potato. You gotta be quick. That's why I make the plans and my team sticks to it. I run what you like to call an autocracy. Anyhow, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Did I do okay? Is that all right? Great. Where do I pick up my paycheck?
Autocracy is the style in which decisions are made by the leader without consulting the other members of a group. An autocracy, as stated before, focuses more on the task than on the relationships between individuals in a group. When one thinks of an autocracy, what images come to mind? Foreign dictatorships, suffering? But what about saving lives? While it is true that there are dictatorships in the world that use autocracy to keep people under their rule, an autocracy can be used in a positive way as well. Let's take surgeons into consideration. A surgeon has on average 12 years experience in their field studying, practicing, and improving their skill. If they asked how their assistants felt about what they should do next in surgery, the decision could be left to someone who doesn't have as much education, experience, training, or know-how. In this situation, it is perfectly acceptable to administer an autocracy style of leadership. The decisions are left to the one with the most knowledge about the situation, and the group provides supporting roles to help facilitate the needs of the leader. In most situations, with this context, this example is a success. What about when autocratic style of leadership fails? For example, years ago, I worked for a networking company that operated under an autocracy. The company partners made all the decisions themselves and didn't consult with their team for input or new ideas. They would dictate what the marketing department should focus on no matter what the subject matter experts had to say. Consequently, this style of leadership also didn't lend to allowing individuals to grow by expressing their own ideas and goals. Eventually, the company folded and closed due to a lack of innovation and variety in department solutions that could have been contributed by the group. The partners failed because they didn't take into account the ideas which their team members tried to provide. Consulting with the group would have probably saved the company in this situation.
Hey guys, Jesse Maloney again. You're not gonna believe this, but I was autocratically let go from my last job as a surgeon. That's okay, because me and my buddy Drew here started our own construction business, and we run things a lot different here.
Hey, how do you get this nail gun to shoot? There we go.
Anyhow, now when it's time to make decisions, Drew and I will talk it over with our team and get their input before we do something. That's because we run a democracy. Everybody gets a chance to share their ideas to reach our goals. You ever gonna say anything?
In a democracy, everyone in the group is allowed to have their opinion heard. The leader, which was chosen by a majority vote by the group, listens to the group members and takes their opinions into consideration. Once everyone has heard, the leader makes a decision based on the majority of the group members' opinions, or votes. This kind of leadership is one that works as long as people don't mind being on the minority side of the vote every now and then. Now let's back up to the beginning. In choosing a leader, the group must select a member that will listen to everyone and not allow his or herself to be biased based on personal beliefs, agendas, or prejudices. In an ideal situation, the leader of a democratically led group will be readily voted in by a majority of the group based on positive reactions and dealings between members. If group members have any reason to doubt the objectivity of the leader, they will doubt that their opinions will matter. They will be withheld, and the system will then fail. On the other side of the coin, if everyone participates actively and the leader is proactive about seeking the information from the group members, the end result will be a productive group that holds their accomplishments as belonging to the group as a whole, and the cohesive bond between members is stronger and more positive. The United States is a constitutional republic, which is a subcategory of a democracy. This means that leaders are chosen to represent the opinions of the people, and everyone's opinion counts. If someone ends up on the minority side of a vote, in a constitutional republic they are protected under the law. In a democracy, the minority rules and the minority is subjected to the decisions made by the minority no matter what. These styles of leadership were created in ancient Greece and Rome, where decisions were voted for, one by the chosen Senate leaders in the forum, which is just what happens between small group members and their democratic leader, but on a larger scale.